I'm Kenny.
And today we're presenting on the emotion of joy. So the contents of our presentation is the introduction, research questions, methods, operationalize joy with theories, definitions, expert interviews, and what joy can look like from a sports fan perspective. We're also going to be covering scale development through scale samples, Likert type scales to measure joy, and then we have our discussion, conclusion, and references. So why did we decide to study joy? We decided to study joy for many reasons. Joy can be shown in many ways and happen from many different things. There are many different levels of joy, such as high levels of excitement or simply just contentment. It is important for people to experience joy for their mental well-being as well.
So, with measuring joy in sports especially, joy isn't just a feeling, it's a driver of loyalty, spending, and story sharing. Measuring it means turning into the emotional highs that make fans come back. Tuning into the emotional highs that make fans come back. These tools help us get closer to the heart of the fan experience, whether it's through surveys, tech, or human expression and interaction. The more joy we track, the better we sell and serve. Um, some of the research questions we had are defining joy from a sports fan perspective and develop a Likert type scale. And here's a picture of some fans experiencing excitement at an event that they're watching. Um, there are some methods that we use to research and dive into the emotion of joy. Research shows that joy in sports fans is shaped by the game's intensity, social atmosphere, and sensory experiences such as crowd noise. A study on cricket spectators found that these emotional triggers directly impact satisfaction and the fans' desire to return. Joy isn't just a feeling, it's a measurable part of fan loyalty. Dr. Wan highlights this in one of his articles. He highlights that the joy in fandom is often rooted in the identity when fans feel a part of something bigger and their well being improves. He explains that the emotional lift from team wins or shared moments can lead to a deeper loyalty and even a stronger mental health. By analyzing social media posts, forums, and highlight reactions, we see how fans express their joy and their words in own languages. And these moments, like cheering in the stands or posting game day pictures, or like really reliving key plays, really reveal the emotional core of a fan culture. And it being unfiltered and deeply personal makes it a powerful source of a behavioral insight.
So some of the keywords we chose for joy is happiness, smiling, and laughing, because without these, it's tough to really feel joy because they contribute so heavily to it. Some key takeaways that we had is that joy can be felt from small everyday moments or from big rare moments. Also, connections can fuel joy, and joy is beneficial for both physical and mental health. So we chose three different theories for joy. The first one was integrative theory, Arnett 2023, the appraisal theory, Watkins 2019, and the positive psychology theory, King 2019. The integrative theory reflects on the complexity of joy and its deep social connectivity. The appraisal theory reflects on the appraisal of underlying joy, digging into how the expression of positive emotion is shaped from cognitive evaluations. And lastly, the positive psychology theory talks about how joy is very opinion based and that there is a very multidimensional understanding of joy. This is a diagram on the positive psychology theory. It shows the different levels of needs for people to feel joy. So for my expert interview, I decided to interview Kevin Rhodes, who is a high school basketball coach. He's been doing it for a long time, has a lot of different experiences. And my two questions I decided to ask him is what gives you joy in coaching, and are there different levels of joy in coaching? And his response to the first question was seeing my players improve and become closer with one another every day brings me joy. And his answer to the second question was joy can feel stronger when your team wins a championship compared to a regular season game. I agree with both these answers, and I believe that this points out the importance of finding joy in the little things in everyday life. So there's a few different ways joy can occur from a sports fan perspective. A fan can experience joy if their favorite team wins a game. Going to a game in person can also lead to joy for a sports fan, or getting to meet one of their favorite players. All these things can bring them joy. There are many different other ways sports fans can experience joy. These are just a few, and this picture shows a sports fan getting a picture of one of his favorite players.
So back on the scale development, there's a couple different approaches with joy in this aspect. There's the psychological approach, which shows that joy is experienced when fans feel emotionally uplifted, excited, and deeply connected to positive team moments. There's a business approach that shows joy is it drives repeat purchases, increases word of mouth referrals, and strengthens the brand loyalty in the sports market. Some of the examples of scale development of joy is that the event made you feel thrilled, or the event made you feel delighted, or the event made you feel truly happy, or the event gave you a lasting feeling of joy. The event filled you with excitement, it made you feel emotionally fulfilled, or it really even created a memorable, joyful experience in your heart. Um, Emotions connected to joy, such as happy, excited, thrilled, uplifted, content, energized, and fulfilled, can all be rated on scales such as 1 to 7, showing how strong these emotions are in the moment. Having connections to a team can bring joy through unselfishness, such as being happy for the team. Examples of this are like you can feel really deeply joyful when you tell others that you support this team, or this team makes you feel uplifted and happy. You experience real joy when the team succeeds, and you're really a more joyful person because of your connection with the team.
So for the discussion part of our project, joy is a very vital emotion that connects fans to their teams and experiences. One question to consider is what triggers feelings of joy during most sporting events. And also another question is how do different factors such as performance, atmosphere, and community influence the level of fan joy? So joy is a very important and beneficial emotion to feel. Joy has so many benefits on mental health that go beyond just one moment or event. Finding joy in things in everyday life is important, just like in the expert interview example, like finding joy in practice can be just as important as finding joy after you win a game. And there's many different scales to find joy, and it can be very impactful on one's mindset. And joy is a great emotion to feel that has many benefits to people's lives, both physically and mentally. These are our references. Thanks for watching.